Hey everybody, it's Casey here at Zero and Fly and Tackle. Today I'm going to show you how to peg a trout bead. Alright, so to rig a trout bead, there's a couple of things that we need. Hooks, trout bead pegs, and whatever trout bead that we want to fix to our line. Also leader material as well. I like to use Seaguar Blue Label fluorocarbon. That's just my personal preference. Use whatever type of leader you like, but I find fluorocarbon just provides a little bit better abrasion resistance and less visible to the fish. So I've taken my leader, I've attached it to my size 2 owner mosquito hook. This is a size of hook that I'll use typically when I'm fishing for trout or for char. I will size it down to a number 4 if I'm using a smaller bead, or if I know I'm fishing for smaller fish. I just don't want to do damage to them. Obviously, if I'm fishing for a larger fish like coho or steelhead, I'll go to a number 1 hook and a heavier leader. So for smaller hooks, you know, a 6 or an 8 pound fluorocarbon wouldn't be an uncommon one. For steelhead fishing, 15, sometimes even 20 pound is what I'll use, just depending on the conditions. So got your leader attached to your hook. I've used a polymer knot here. You can use a clinch knot. You can use an egg loop, whatever you like. We do have videos in our YouTube showing you how to tie all those knots, but this is just a quick, simple one that I like to use. So in the end of our trout bead, or I shouldn't say the end, but in our trout beads, there's a hole drilled through the middle. So through this hole, we place our leader, slide that down the line. And the reason why we don't leave it just like that is that this is an ultra realistic imitation of a salmon egg. And a salmon egg is a very, very sought after meal by a hungry trout or a hungry char. They can take these very, very deep. And what happens if they take this deep is that hook's going to go down their throat, and the likelihood that we do damage to those fish, especially if it's a wild fish that we need to release, is very high. So what was developed in Alaska fisheries, I believe is where it started, was implementing the use of these pegs. And what this does is it allows us to fix the bead up the leader about 1.5 inches or so. And why we do this is now this separates the bead from the hook, allowing the fish to take this without swallowing the hook. So the idea is that they get hooked just on the outside of the mouth, doing a lot less damage to the fish. So in order to do this, I'm going to take one of these trout bead pegs. You can see 50 of them in a pack there. They're tapered on both ends and fat in the middle. So I'm going to take that tapered end, slide that into the hole that we put our leader through. Grab the tag of it there, and I'm just going to pull it until there's enough resistance there to hold it in place. So you can see still you can still see plenty of the fat part of the peg there, which will allow us to use it twice. And I'm going to trim that as flush as I can. Just be mindful that your leader's coming out of that as well too. You don't want to cut that at all. So trim the top. We'll trim the bottom. And then I generally set my distance with a couple of fingers. That's pretty good right there. And now you can attach it to your swivel, fish it under your float or your indicator, however you like it. We do have bead rigging videos on how to set up the whole terminal end as well on our YouTube channel, so you can check that out if you need to see the rest of the process from here. But I just thought that was a good one. We get asked quite often why these beads are pegged up, and why not to use, or why should I use those trout bead pegs as opposed to a toothpick? Reason being, those trout bead pegs are a little softer. They're not going to damage your leader line like, say, a toothpick would. If you jam a toothpick in there, you got a hard piece of wood to a hard plastic bead, and that can put a kink in the leader and damage things. Damaged leader equals bye-bye fish, and that equals a sad angler. So we want to see smiling faces, so I figured I'd show you how to do this one. If you got any questions, you know where to find us here at the shop. If you like these videos, hit the like button, subscribe to us on YouTube, and check us out online, www.c-run.com. Thanks for watching, guys.